Hello, friends. It's Majobi, the Dark Dachshunds. We got Wiggles here helping us to do something a little bit special today. It is our birthday, and it's early in the morning, and we had this idea last night. We're hoping that we can pull it off again for you here, folks, today. We did a recording of the Sigrun fight. We did it live on stream. Got ourselves a W. Took all day to do it. But we're hoping to save some of you all a bit of that hassle, that pain. So we're going to give you some tips and tricks. We're going to do the Sigrun fight, but we're also doing a little bit of an introduction on some of the strategies and tactics that I used that I felt helped me get through the fight. So we'll start off by going through the loadout that I went with. um, Charge of the White Bear is nice. Running in with your shield, bashing him. It's on a really low cooldown, so you're going to be getting to do this a lot. But what we actually went with in our big victory was the Strike of Utgard, because it does a lot of damage, or a fair amount of damage. Average amount of damage, how about that? But also does an average amount of frost. And the cool thing is, it gives us the ability to charge up 3 frost damage waves, which we might apply at some point, but we don't necessarily have to. We can just do 1 wave, and so we're not locked down, not just waiting for her to come and attack us, because that's one of the things you really want to avoid in this fight. You want to avoid staying locked down at any given point. You want to be mobile, you want to be active, you want to keep your eyes on her, and you want to be able to get in, do some damage, and get out. So for our heavy runic attack, we went for the Blessing of Frost. This was pretty good because it's just a buff. It gives us more frost damage on every hit. It sends out a little arc wave of frost, which sometimes if she's just out of her reach, we can still put the hurt on her. Blades of Chaos for our setup here. This is okay. We might stick with Nemean Crush. We like Nemean Crush. It's pretty good. Rage of the Titans gets you kind of stuck in a spot too long. Icarus Storm gets you in there and it does a fair amount of damage, if we can pull it off. Wrath of the... So what we ended up going with in the fight, we want a large amount of damage, but we kind of want cooldowns also. So we considered Wrath of Artemis, but stun damage does not seem like optimal damage on her. What we ended up going with originally was, what did we do? Oh, Blast of Hephaestus, right? Yeah. Does a lot of damage. Does the most burn damage. It's on a pretty short cooldown. We can just blast this off to get her off of us real quick. And then finally we went through the Gift of Apollo for the heavy runic attack, because we want the regen. We want to stay alive as much and as long as we possibly can. For our we've got the Blightbringer max level, which gives us weakness potentially. So you watch, she'll have a little aura around her. She's actually taking a little bit more damage when that aura is up. We've got the Grips of the Valkyrie. We have a low chance for blade hits to get us increased strength in runic, which is pretty nice. So we do want to be using our blades as much as we can, because they'll give us a lot of damage. However, we need to be switching back to our axe as much as we can as well. For the kid, we've got a max level Murder of Crows. We just want damage. So you'll notice on the intro of our fight, we're going to pop off with Atreus right at the outset. but we'll get more into that when we actually get into the fight. We've got Evaldi's set of Deadly Mist. We found that that's got the best stats all around. Don't look at the fact that that's not max level. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to go too much into the actual enhancements that I have, because it's pretty much, stats, and more stats, and a few perks. The important thing here, though, I think, is Aegir's Protection, the talisman. You want to create this small defensive zone, not only because it gives you some attacks that can't be interrupted, which doesn't come into play all that much, but it does give you it's kind of a little healing well that you can stand in and get some health back pretty quick. Our Resurrection Stone is a resurrection of rage, I think we call it. I don't remember. So yeah, that if we die, which we're probably gonna die, Atreus can res us and get us back with full rage meter, which again we can use to put more damage on her. And finally, I think the last thing we need to cover is Atreus's set. He's got the legendary sharpshooter garb, which this is really important because we're gonna try and shoot her while she's in the air as much as we possibly can. I think that's a big part of this fight, is managing Atreus's arrows and getting off damage with him whenever and how often you can, but in a kind of intelligent way. So we'll go over that a little bit more later. Sorry, legendary sharpshooter garb massively reduces the Talon bow's arrow recharge time, aim shot, enemies in the air take increased damage. When rapid firing, last arrow inflicts increased damage. So a lot of times we're going to kind of wait for Atreus to build up full arrows and then fire them all off at once. And arrow dominance. Arrows fired while in the air inflict additional damage. So Atreus can do a little leap attack and do more damage. So we got to try and do the full combo while he's doing that as well. So I think that's it for the introduction. Only a few hiccups. So this is probably going to be recorded many hours before the actual footage of a victory occurs, because hard fight hard. Oh, I didn't mention, did I? We're playing on Gimme God of War mode, so it's a slog. It's really a tough fight. So we just have to really take it seriously. Can't go in guns blazing. You got to know where all your buttons are, and you've got to use all of your attacks, basically. So we're gonna do that. All right. So going into this fight, Atreus is on stun arrows. I don't know if those do more damage or not, but we just unload on her all of the damage arrows, and then do the crow attack, and then more arrows. That was cool. At the opening, she dropped a green gem for us. I picked it up right away. You got to really watch out for those at your feet. Reposition yourself accordingly to maximize those as you need them in battle. But I wouldn't recommend going after them. Okay, so that's a very important move right there. When she jukes hard to the right, you got to watch out, because she's going to come in for that jab. Alright, so there she's dropping from the sky. She can usually drops from the sky anywhere from 1 to 3 times, but she will drop fire occasionally in between her falls. If she does that spin, she's definitely going to go back up in the air, so watch out for that. Spin move means she's going up. Alright, once she's in the air like this, she has a number of different attacks that she gave a good pattern there. So the first, the multitude of rings, you just block them, and then the single ring, you have to dodge that. So look for the red circle, kind of tell which she's doing. Here you have to just dodge to the side with her. She can do one swoop or three. You can just kind of move to the side. It's a good opportunity to get repositioned toward the center of the ring if you need to do that. You can just kind of go back and forth as you need. We got our buffs going. That's important. You get your buffs going at opportune times. This ice move attack is just hold block and then dodge the final attack on the ice shot. Alright, so she kind of, okay, she went up in the air. You always have to watch out with that. But as soon as she does, the second you see her go in the air like that, you dodge. Doesn't matter which way. I prefer dodge backwards just so we can keep an eye on when where she falls, like that. And then, okay, this is a very important attack because she'll pull that out occasionally. You've got to throw your axe. You get a couple seconds to line up your shot, but you've got to throw your axe. Okay, so there she juked to the right, which means she came in for the jab. There, she was spinning in the air, so she was gonna do the big AOE that does a ton of damage. All of her attacks do a ton of damage. We lay down our healing rift when we felt safe. Okay, it takes a couple of seconds to recover after you use it, so you're pretty out of commission. Okay, so that was an interesting move. She does a wave. She'll shoot a wave towards you that you have to dodge, and then she'll immediately follow that up. She'll follow that up with a attack you can deflect. And so she'll come to you. A lot of this fight is just about trying to kind of stay in the center and wait for her to come to you, because she will. Okay, so that attack, when she goes up in the air and kind of arches her back backwards, wings extended, is she's going to do a big AoE blind. Okay, and what you need to do is you need to know where your turnaround, your quick turn button is. It's usually down on the D-pad because you're going to need that. You should be using that throughout the fight regardless. You'll notice I have my lock on her, but if she gets behind you and you lose track of her, that quick turnaround is going to be life sin. So also when she's up in the air doing that, the blind attack. And then just get the crows off whenever they're off cooldown. Okay, so we had enough time there to do the three swipes with the light runic attack on the axe. You notice we're staying on the axe most of the time. Okay, there's the blind. We stay on the axe most of the time just in case she goes up for the move where you have to toss the axe. But we didn't have a ton of time to react to that one. Okay, so dodge the ring, turn around. You can just stay back. Okay, so we haven't talked about this attack. This is your most important attack, and if she gets it off, she's going to come in for the jab. But when she puts her wings up to shield herself, you can hit it with Kratos' shield bash. Okay, so juke to the right, and then she came in for the jab. Alright, she does this 1-2, 1-2 a lot, but that's usually if she's juking to the left. And so you get timed up with your shield and then kind of react accordingly. That's enough. Wiggles is trying to talk through this. Watch out for the fire. Obviously that's bad. It causes burn damage. Okay, so when she comes in for that attack, it looks like the jab, but it's different. She's like holding up a hammer. So you've got to move away from her. You have to be actively moving away from the position, and then also dodge backward at the last second. And then she'll do a follow-up attack that you have to. I dodge toward her, like kind of behind her, and then go in for damage. Oh, that was attack. You cannot dodge that attack. You have to have your shield up. See that good timing on that. We only did the one swipe because we didn't have enough time for anything else. Alright, throw the axe. And you can't spam your buttons. Alright, you've got to attack methodically. So yeah, the shield bash Kratos' shield bash will get her out of the attack, and that gives you a great opportunity to switch weapon or put down a well or whatever you need to do. Shield bash is good for that. And always just kind of peppering her with Atreya shots. Kind of in a weird position there. I hate the two ends of the arena. There's the jab that we hate so much, but there's the shield bash that we love so much. Use all of your abilities for healing whenever you have the opportunity, as exhibited here. We had a moment, we didn't go in for the damage, whoop, and then she was doing the jab. Turn around. Good job. I don't know why we put the axe away. Get the triple chop on her. You can see how long this fight takes, and that jab, it gets me so often. We really gotta watch out for that. Okay, so fire, and then she'll either go to the left or the right. If she goes to the left, then you're pretty safe. You can just block. If she goes to the right, then she's doing the jab. Shield bash. Chop, chop, chop. Our burbs were off cooldown. She went to the left, and so she did the swipe, swipe, and then she did a deflect attack. So the swipe, swipe is nice because it usually gives you opportunity for damage. All right, gotta stay back. She's gonna try and jab, or she does that move. She's coming straight out from the shield bash move. Then she's either going to do the hammer, or she's gonna do the jab. So that was a hammer. Dodge toward her, get some damage.
It's okay.
Alright, shield bash. Allows us to get our buff on. Get some damage out. So, yep, she did the spin move, so she jumps up in the air. Normally I don't go in for attack if I'm already that far out. But kind of leaves you vulnerable, but...
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking move.
Okay, that was very nice of her to give us a... So always watch out for those yellow moves. Yellow ring moves, those are your best friends. Those are your best opportunity to get some damage in. Dodge the last attack. There's the jab. Okay, so this is why we have the Berserk Resurrection Stone, whatever it's called. So we can immediately go into Spartan Rage. So I like to lock on. You see how I interrupted her attack there with R2. Otherwise I'm just punch, 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 punch. Which gets you some health back. Also, it protects you. If I hadn't mentioned that already, if she does a damaging move to you while you're in Spartan Rage, it takes off from your meter, not from your health. And we're going to get triple swipe, and that's the end. Woo! We did it. Alright, so we are victorious. But we're going to have our true victory here in just a second.
Thank you, friends.
So after she's dropped all her loot, you need to pick up every single item there that is not green. Once you do that, you get the pleasure of doing this. Oh, so satisfying. Anyway, so this has been Majobi, and we are the Dark Dachshunds. We're so glad you could join us here today for this. I hope this helped you, and I hope you will come on back next time we do something like this, because it's kind of fun. But until then, friends, we will say fond farewell. See ya.